A scuffle in Brooklyn leads to the death of a retired NYPD officer. Was the overnight shooting a case of friendly fire?
Showers and thunderstorms possible this evening. What to expect by morning ahead.
And New York Live has the up-and-coming restaurant bringing Mediterranean to the Upper West Side. This is News 4 Now for June 8th. I'm Adam Cooperstein, and charges are now pending against a man involved in a shooting in Brooklyn that killed a retired NYPD transit officer. That officer has been identified as Thomas Marinin, and the alleged suspect, who was shot in the arm by the same bullet, was seen being handcuffed in cell phone video. The whole incident unfolded overnight in Kensington after Marinin and a retired correction officer were called to a pizza shop by an employee concerned about an alleged drunk man who was acting up. Police say the confrontation then led to a struggle, and the former correction officer's gun went off, shooting his 57-year-old friend Marinin in the chest. And neighbors who knew him are shocked to hear the news.
Very, very good family. For the community, we lost him.
It's not clear at this point if any other charges are going to be filed. An MTA bus is still lodged inside a Brooklyn brownstone after it veered off the road yesterday afternoon in Prospect Lefferts Gardens. 16 people were hurt. Fortunately, none of them seriously, but Department of Buildings inspectors say there is a lot of structural damage to the facade and even to the basement level of the building. The MTA says it does not appear that there was a mechanical issue with the bus, but they haven't said how the bus ended up in the building. Falling glass caused a scare in Midtown Manhattan. It happened Tuesday morning on 48th Street between 5th and 6th Avenues. We saw glass in the street and firefighters inside a building just above it. No word yet on what caused the glass to break, and thankfully, there are no reports of any injuries. The MTA, the largest public transit agency in the country, will now be led by a woman for the very first time. Sarah Feinberg will take the helm as interim transit president. She has helped shepherd the city's subways through the pandemic, and she's going to replace Pat Foy as MTA chairman now. Foy is expected to be named interim president and CEO of Empire State Development. If you've ever dreamed of swimming in the East River, here's your chance. The floating pool lady is back in New York's waters this summer. It's a barge outfitted with a half Olympic-sized pool. The 7-lane, 25-meter-long pool is free for all New Yorkers to enjoy. It opens June 26th, when the rest of the city's pools open for the season. Now, the heat and humidity are on repeat, and Maria, there's still the potential for some pop-up storms, too.
It was deja vu all over again, right? The heat and humidity, it's still very much in place, and we'll still have a few showers and thunderstorms around over the next couple of hours, but the sun's going down. A lot of that activity will go down as well. Notice we don't clear out a ton, so as you plan your evening, early showers and thunderstorms possible. Watch how those temperatures don't budge very much. Upper 70s near 80 degrees through much of the evening, and we stay humid through the overnight, and along with the cloud cover, it'll just be another stuffy start to the day tomorrow. Although most of the showers will be in the evening time, should be on the dry side in that regard. 72 for the city, 71 in Newark, down to 66 in Poughkeepsie. Islip into the mid 60s as well. On our way up to another hot and humid day for the afternoon.
It's a new taste of the Mediterranean on the Upper West Side. New York Live has your look at Dagon.
There's a new addition on the Upper West Side that is quickly making a name for itself in the neighborhood. Today we're headed to Dagon on 91st and Broadway.
Dagon is it's a modern Israeli restaurant and celebrating the flavors of the Levantine region. When you hear Mediterranean, a lot of the times you think of Spain, south of France, Italy, but there's a whole other side to the Mediterranean, the other Mediterranean, which is the Middle East. So we're basically cooking the food that I grew up on, the food that I love to eat myself, and the food that's very close to the heart. We start with the metzeh. I like to look at it as the soul of the restaurant because we're trying to pack as much flavor into a couple bites as possible. So to start off, we have the kubaneh, which is a Yemenite bread that's rolled up with feta cheese and za'atar. This right here is our hummus. You know, when we first opened, we were talking about whether or not it should be part of the metzeh, but we're so proud of it that we wanted it to be its own thing, its own show. That's our riff on a Moroccan cigar. Very proud to be able to, I know this is gonna sound a little cliche, but cook a lot of my grandmother's dishes. fresh herbs, and then ambas sauce, which is a puree of fermented mangoes and a little more tahini. So you just crack it, dip it, and life is good.
Life's about to get real good right now because we get to eat. That bread is out of this world.
I love me some baba ganoush. I like the lemon. That's tasty.
Yeah, it's good, right?
I think this is the most food I've had on a shoot in a long time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and can't wait to come back. So thank you so much.
It was a pleasure having you guys. Cheers.
There are big plans in the works for a celebration to mark the city's comeback from COVID-19. We're talking about a mega concert in Central Park this summer, and News 4's Gus Rosendale has the details.
So no exact word on the lineup yet, but the mayor and Clive Davis promising big names with connections to New York. This pedicab driver hopes the sound of big music names means big money after more than a year of COVID losses.
I want the people coming to the park because we want to get back to the business.
The Great Lawn, a traditional venue for famous concerts. Now the mayor announcing a new one scheduled for August 21st, aimed at encouraging vaccinations and visits to the city.
This is going to be an amazing, memorable, once-in-a-lifetime week in New York City.
And the idea of having a big concert, that's something you might want to check out?
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Music mogul Clive Davis tapped by City Hall to produce the concert.
I was born, bred, loving it. A loving New Yorker, and I think that I'll do everything I can to help make it an unforgettable night.
Davis plans 8 starring acts in a 3-hour show with a 60,000 in-person audience.
I think everybody has to be concerned about all the health regulations. We are leaving that totally to the mayor's office. We will comply.
Would you go to a concert like that? Tens of thousands of people in the park?
No.
Why not?
It's too early.
Yeah.
It's too early. It's too early. Still have to be cautious. You know, we're just coming out of the pandemic.
The idea of a big concert, you think you feel safe? You feel okay with that?
Yeah, I think being outdoors is pretty safe. From everything that I've heard and read, I feel really comfortable being outside in groups.
Now, City Hall says there will be a vaccinated and non-vaccinated section, but 70% of the tickets will go to people who can prove they've gotten the shot, and you certainly can't beat the price. Most tickets will go for free. In Central Park, I'm Gus Rosendale, News 4, New York.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.